Hello, welcome to another edition of Around Town. I'm your host, Larry Crippen. Welcome along to an interesting program. We have with us someone from the city. In fact, we have the mayor of Huntsville with us on today's program, Mayor Russell Humphrey. Welcome to the program, Russell.
Good morning, Larry. Happy to be here.
Well, a lot of things have been going on with the city. We had a pretty bad rainstorm over the past weeks here, and there's a lot of building going on in the city, all kinds of stuff. Also, they recently had a workshop, and in that workshop they talked about a new zoning approach. Can you update us on that?
Sure, I'd be happy to, or do my best I can. The new zoning that we're working on and have rolled out, are about to roll out again, is the ability to give the city staff more tools to help nurture our growth and our progress moving forward, to try to retain our quaintness and retain the rigidity and sustain Huntsville as it is today for the reason that we all like it, rather than letting progress come in and dictate, what our city's going to look like, where different things are going to be. We have more input on that, and it'll help retain again the quaintness and the things that everyone likes about Huntsville.
As everybody knows, the city went through some heavy rain and flooding. Any improvements needed for next time around that the flooding happens?
Yeah, there's plenty of improvements that can be made, but I'd like to try to make a little bit of sense out of what we saw transpire. First of all, the rain that we received in the last couple of 2 or 3 weeks, or at that point in time 2 or 3 weeks, was a significantly more or the same amount of rain that probably we got comparable to that storm Harvey. And everybody remembers Harvey and remember how bad it was. Well, we got, just for talking purposes, we got a significant amount of rain in a much shorter period of time. Just to kind of give an idea, the amount of rain that we got in less than 2 weeks, Harvey had the same amount of rain, but it was spread out over a 2-week period. We got it more like in a 7-day period. So those kind of things are super unprecedented, and it's very difficult to engineer yourself out of those problems because they only come along, and there's really no data even to support it. But we haven't had that kind of rainfall ever that I can remember for sure, and to even talk to other people, it's just something that doesn't ever happen. It's certainly possibly, hopefully not going to be the norm. So we'll do our recovery from that, try to assist everybody we can. Anything that we did see that becomes problematic during that rain, we're going to address. We're working with federal assistance and grant money and so forth and so on, and we're trying to scramble all we can to do as much as we can in as short a period we can, because we know this affected a lot of folks. So we're really working diligently with all the different entities to try to get relief to the community of Huntsville.
Well, Russell, does it look like, the future commercial and residential growth through taxes will be able to pay for its impact on the city's finances as we grow here?
Larry, I believe the growth that we're amidst as we speak and what's on the horizon is going to be, it'll be significantly more than I think adequate than what we're going to need to sustain what we're going to grow. And what I mean is we are working diligently as we speak to bolster our infrastructure so that we can entertain growth and development and bring in additional tax base. And that's the name of the plan in place, is to use the money that the growth creates to build what you have to build, the infrastructure to move forward. But the one little part of that nuance that you always have to remember is you've got to start it first. So the city will have to lay out finances and money and budget for the growth, and then it should be, and hopefully it'll be natural attrition where that will bolster a good enough tax base burst to help us maintain and sustain our quality of services that we provide. So yes, I think the growth is going to be well received. And going back to the previous topic, the zoning will help in doing that, to try to help us be able to have, a lot of people see that as control, but it's not. It's more trying to poise the city and poise the growth in a manner that it will have the best impact on our community, and not just the impact it's going to have, because anything that you can have a little bit of say-so on how it happens, the more people that can have input on how development and stuff works, then the better your plan will work. And it kind of coincides with your growth and your infrastructure and all that stuff. So those things kind of go hand in hand.
At the last city workshop, Finance Director Steve Ritter gave a preliminary report on the budget. How is the city looking financially?
Larry, the budget at this moment is still perfectly adequate for supporting our level of services and everything as it is. Traditionally, if you go back and look at the history, you'll see that I'm going to use the word drawn down a little bit more than we normally do, but there's no such thing as normal in trying to operate and I consider the city a business, a city the size of Huntsville. There's no such thing as normal, because you never know what's around the corner. For instance, the rain, that's going to have a budgetary impact. At least initially, we hope to get that kind of money back reimbursed from federal funds and so forth and so on. So it's a balancing act, but I think our diligence previous to what we're experiencing right this moment, it sets us up for a very sustainable run through this time, that we have a few little speed bumps and so forth and so on. So I think we're still in great condition due to the really good, diligent work of our staff and our financial people. So to answer that question in a one-word answer, yes, sir, I do. I believe we're perfectly fine. There's no sense of shortfall or anything like that, bar anything that might come up that's unforeseen. I think we're still in a very sustainable position, and sustaining our financial sovereignty is the utmost important, along with the quality of life that we want to present everybody here in Huntsville.
Well, City of Huntsville Mayor Russell Humphrey, thanks for being our guest.
Larry, it's a pleasure. I always look forward to coming and visiting with you. See you soon.